All right, I'm putting the brackets on the, whoa, dirt. Putting the brackets on the posts that are getting sunk in the water. They're gonna get sunk right where those two sticks are. One post is gonna go by that stick and the other one's gonna go by that stick. I'm gonna drive them down into the mud with a sledgehammer, and then I'm gonna, before I drive them all the way down, I'm gonna pile up gravel all around both posts at the bottom, so that as I drive these down into the ground with a sledgehammer, they'll eventually hit these brackets. The brackets will end up resting on the gravel on the bottom, so it won't allow it to sink anymore. Just like this. There will be one on each side. So I'm mounting these brackets right now, but a little trick that I'm doing is I'm running the bolts through first, making sure everything lines up, and it's lined up so that one bracket is going to be on the high side, and then my holes are actually angled. There's going to be a bracket on the low side too. So because the bottom of the pond is a different elevation, it's like a slope, the two brackets on the side are going to be the same height, but the one close to the shore is going to be a little bit high, and the one far from shore, the one facing the center of the pond, is going to be on the low side. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking my copper coat and I poured it in the holes, you see, and now I'm taking a punch and I'm putting it in the hole, and I'm driving the bolts out slowly so that it fills the hole with copper coat. What that's going to do is just preserve the wood and prevent it from rotting. Just like the entire, here's going to be the water line roughly. So once this hits the water level, unless the water goes down a little bit, which it may, so this may be a little above the water level by the time I finally get them in. But up here, see, I copper coated it all the way up to here. This is going to be just under the dock. The dock will be right about here. So all of this will not be seen. It'll be under the dock all the way to the water level, wherever it's going to end up being. So yeah, you can see I've got my holes lined up. So the only trouble is I had to drill out holes in the brackets so that they'll fit here. But it's lined up, and I had to have some overlap. It's gonna overhang a little bit like this, so you just have to get it so that all four brackets are gonna fit with each other, because it is 6 inches, and of course a 6x6 is not truly 6 inches. It's like 5.5 inches. So that's, instead of cutting the end off, I'm just gonna overlap it. I may, you know what, I don't even think I'm gonna have to cut one of them, just the way the slope is and how the brackets on the inland side and the pond side are higher and lower. I don't think I'm gonna have to cut the brackets at all. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, getting the copper coat in the holes. I'll continue to drive these bolts out so that the fluid level can gradually lower as I drive these out, and it'll coat the entire hole all the way through the wood. Then I'll do these two here, and then I'll put the brackets back on. So that's how you sink a post into a pond or build a dock. This is one way, one method. There's a bunch of different ways, but whenever I build a dock, I like to do it this way. Everyone has their own methods.